said form.
No,
right?
no.
I don't think that's better, bro. I don't think that's any better though.
You see, look what you did.
I really don't care. Like,
Look what you did.
What did I do?
You got me banned off of Beagle Live. God damn it.
all right.
Hold on.
Anyways,
Yeah, you got me banned for 10 minutes.
all right. So we live officially again.
Damn.
They can hear me. I bet.
What?
So we live with DD podcast. What's up with you guys? For sure, we're a little late. You know, things was running a little late today, but
Yo, Shy. There's a body armor in the drawer. Could you toss me that?
anyways, yeah. So I'm pretty sure you guys know them by now. But you guys introduce yourself. You already know I'm Curls B. You know what I'm saying? I'm always here. I work here. Rachel, introduce yourself again. But I'm pretty sure they know you by now.
Vanity 575 back at it again for like the third, fourth time, whatever the case may be. Who we here with?
I'm taking it away. It's your boy, the Big Fluff. You can catch me on the Big Fluff 657 twitch.tv, or you can catch me on castingcall.club. I'm actually hosting a project, almost done soon.
Wait, you in a casting couch?
I said casting call. Let me not say that
Wait, you're.
on live before we get banned.
Woo!
I
You already got me banned.
Oh, you gotta move up. You gotta move up.
Yeah, we got it. Let's.
Oh, thank you.
You got me.
Hey, I know y'all miss me. What's going on? And yeah, you know where to find them. They be all right. It is your boy, the Sly Guy, Shy King Meek. What? You want me to bring us down? Oh, he sent me some real hot shit right now. Y'all can't see this. Oh, damn.
He's speaking ASL right now.
He's speaking AO right now.
AO is crazy.
You'll be all right. What is going on? You know, thanks for the intro, Curls. Let me slide in real quick, a little bit undetected and noted. It is your boy, the Sly Guy, Shy King Meek himself. What's up? We straight, Shotty? All right. I hope you straight.
We not.
Yeah, all right.
We not straight.
Wait.
Two out of four.
Whoa.
We extended. We
Whoa.
extended Pride
You mean
Month
one
to
out of
July
four is not
now.
straight?
2 out of 4 on this couch.
Wait, you gay?
No, nigga, you gay?
Whoa, wait, what? I'm
Ain't me.
confused.
It's to be in the middle, bro.
Oh, so y'all gay?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, gay.
Oh, so you trying to come at me again?
How's it coming at you? You know what, bro?
You see, this is why I hate these niggas. Bro.
Shaking my head, bro.
So rude.
Bro.
How we rude?
You know what, bro? Welcome back.
Appreciate that.
For sure. So honestly speaking, you guys, we did have like another like interview plan for you guys, but we're gonna do a quick shift. So I don't know if you guys have caught up or catched up, but something interesting like hit my feed like not too long ago, and I'm like, you know what? I think I kind of fuck with this. So unfortunately, instead of the initial thing I was going for, this video came in and came across my interest, and I'm like, oh, that's nice. So y'all know how I am. I'm like old school about things. I'm like, yo, I love like older style of things. I think like a lot of shit was better like old school cartoons, movies and shit. Yo, one of my boys was posted up in here watching Love Island and shit, and I'm like, oh god, here we go with this shit again.
You said about N-word, right?
Yep. yeah, bro. I'm sorry, I gotta put you on blast. But I'm like, oh wow, it's been a while since I've seen like an MTV style. Like a different type of like show, sitcom or rom-com, like people that are generally enjoying and shit. And I realized it's probably because now we're starting to like reiterate. You know how like when they be like, yo, when something new comes up, it's comes from inspiration from something old. Like all of these new songs have like old songs sampled and shit like that too. I was like, yo, I'm not gonna front. I kind of fuck with that. I like the fact that they take it away from like older style of things that people forgot about, like the MTV Cribs or the Pimp My Rides and shit. I like the fact that they digging back into that older school style of culture to get more people popped with shit that's going on. Do you know how much like old shit that these people are like, bro? I'm not unk yet, bro.
Bro, he
like,
said old, making me feel
old, bro.
Bro, we are unk. What are you
We are
talking
not,
about,
bro? Yeah, bro. Like we, like come on, bro.
We
We are on, bro.
We're
We're
not
on.
unk. Wait. So like, for example, we were there for the VCR, but we wasn't there for the VCR.
We caught the tail end.
Yeah, we're on.
We are not unk, bro.
We're cooked, bro.
Bro. We
Bro,
had
you're right there with me, buddy.
bro. The
We're-
3 cables, the red, yellow, for the for the game.
Yeah.
We're still,
See how she look confused, bro.
Bro,
Wait, she
we're
she a
still-
YN.
we're still
I'm
little, bro.
First of all, I am 24.
We're still little, bro. All right, we not unk status yet.
Look, bro.
I'm 24.
Right.
I'm
Hold on.
I'm sorry that I'm not closer to 30 like y'all.
Closer to
Who the fuck
30.
is this nigga closer to 30 than I am? I'm 24 too.
Damn,
We're
bro.
all cooked.
No. Y'all.
We.
Yes, we.
I'm gonna have to hit you with the Uncle Phil real quick.
I-
Right, like,
We.
we?
We.
Who's we? Yeah.
So let me get this straight. Do y'all think because like we were in like that in between area where I consider it to be cultured, but like other people call us unk and old? Do you think that we're actually like the old? Like, you know,
We're,
you think
we're
unk
just
now.
a little seasoned more than they are.
Yeah, we're just we got a little.
Wait, so how old are you?
27.
Okay, how old are you?
25.
Oh, so you okay? So I'm not even gonna even count you in this equation.
Wow.
You're right there with me. When I'm 90, when I'm 90, you're 87.
No,
You're
I'm
right
gonna
there
say
with me, bro.
I hate that.
Like, what the fuck is she
And
talking
this is
about?
also going by like television shows and stuff like that, like
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, damn, I
real
really
shows
can't
and
speak
shit.
about
I'm gonna just put it like
Nigga
this.
blind.
They praise about like us following their footsteps and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
yet they're doing the same shit that young people do, and they're grown ass people. So it's like I'm looking at it as like I feel like people in their 30s down to people 27,
Damn.
26. I'm not cutting out of 25 and down. I just feel like the generation that we supposed to look up to is not giving what's supposed to give.
So you're saying
In terms of like you guys want us to look at you as like a mentor and stuff like that, but yeah, y'all having babies out here without no plan, y'all having failed marriages without any other plan. I just feel like that, like the generation of older people, nothing is planned, but at the end of the day, they want to sit here
Why are you looking at me?
and complain about like the stuff that they go on their lives, but like you made your bed at the end of the day.
Hi.
Yo, what's going
She
on?
calling you out,
I'm calling no,
Damn.
I'm calling some, not all.
Bro, she's done with a
They
baby,
not-
not me.
Damn.
I don't have a kid. What you talking about?
Oh,
About to put her on blast, bro.
never
Why-
mind.
why-
Oh, we wasn't supposed to say that. My
Oh
bad.
shit.
My bad. My
What you
fault.
talking about?
Why you trying to slander her good
Anyways,
name for?
Hello from New Zealand. How you doing?
Hey. Damn, you far
You
for
see,
real.
this is what I'm talking about. He's only mentioning that because that's happening to him right now.
You got how
What?
many?
What's
Very
happening
much
to me?
personal.
You got a kid?
Who got a kid?
You
She
had-
got 2 kids.
I don't got 2 kids. What you talking about?
3 kids.
What kids?
Nigga,
4
why you?
kids?
You got how many kids
Yo,
you
this
have?
is-
Nigga, why are you avoiding
What?
the
What do
question?
you
What
mean?
you talking about?
I don't have any kids.
I
What
got zero
you
kids.
talking about?
Right.
The
I got
only-
0 kids,
all right,
no
you-
baby father, no guy that has no kids, no nothing. Like, I'm not no stepmom.
Right.
I'm not no mommy,
Yeah,
period.
okay.
I'm an auntie.
Okay.
That's all I can.
You're
Yeah.
not old enough to be auntie though.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
All right,
Nah,
nephew.
you're
I
not
don't-
auntie.
Yeah,
I don't
you're
know
not
about
auntie.
you, but they call me the cat daddy. The only baby I got is a fur baby. So
Yeah,
like,
the cat.
11 years old and still going strong.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say a labubu.
A little boo boo.
A what?
Don't worry about it, bro.
I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
I
I know
ain't
what's going
caught
on
up.
no
So
more.
I'm actually curious though, because she brought up a good point. Do you think like us entering that age of where we're supposed to be like mentors and guidance, you know, as in like leadership and stuff? Do you actually think that we'd be we're doing a good job, setting a good example, or at least like, you know, helping out the younger generation, or you know, that's crazy.
Well, if you're asking for my opinion, I think like our age, well, I'm not counting 24 and under. Anyways, 25 and up, where I
Okay,
feel like
All right.
right,
Oh, you uncle.
anyways, right. You're right there with me, sweetheart. Anyways, like I was saying before I was really interrupted. I feel like with us, I feel like we're definitely like different from the other generation because we're more open minded and we've been more exposed to different things than the other generation were like open minded to. You feel me? So I feel like we're definitely better. Well, in my opinion, we're going in a different direction, and I think it's better than the older generation. Now there is
You
some.
hear this, friend?
Look at
I don't
the
know
two
about-
children on the couch.
I don't
Like,
know about Unc,
You
but
agree? You agree?
I think we're doing. I'm not saying
Hold on,
this.
You agree?
I'm not done talking, sweetheart.
I- I-
Anyways,
I-
I'm not done
I don't think I
talking. I'm
agree
not done
with it.
talking. Pipe down.
Alright,
Anyways,
alright,
like I was
alright.
saying,
We not fin-
like I was saying.
hold on, run it. Finish.
Can I finish talking?
Yeah, let him finish.
Yeah, let me
like,
finish this thing. He-
Anyways, let me talk to the camera. I don't know why I'm even looking at her.
What type of
um,
drama?
Yeah, so there's definitely
You good,
things
good,
that
finish this thing. We straight.
there's definitely things that sure we there's like pros and cons like with like with like when you upgrade something like there's things like um that certain shit can't do no more,
Yeah.
but it also can do other new things. So that's what I'm saying. That's what we're heading at with our generation. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, what about you? You are not like the lower half of the spectrum. Where you at, Ivan, with that? Or at least you think that you head into a better spot than like the next other generation before you, or at least a couple of the older people. I'm not gonna say old heads ahead of you.
I can't say nothing personally because I'm not like contributing to anything greater. I'm just going with the flow. All right, like because they say it's like the generation after you is not supposed to like pick up your mistakes and fix them, but they're supposed to be better than you. But I'm not one of those niggas. I can't pick up the pieces where you left off and say I'm gonna be better than you. I can't look at like just an example because none of my family members are really great. So like just an example, I can't look at my like doctor uncle or like, oh no wait, I have a lawyer uncle. So I can't look at my lawyer uncle and be like, you know what, I'm gonna pick up the pieces and I'm gonna be better than him. No, I too much work, and I'm not involved in that kind of shit because that's not what I want to do. What I want to do is what society deems useless and what they're trying to replace us with, which is AI.
True.
I'm trying to be a voice actor,
Okay.
but I'm just living my life. I'm not trying to better anything except for myself. The world, society, I could give less of a fuck about the greater good or whatever. I'm just trying to do me.
Okay.
I don't feel like picking up a mentor role or carrying the mantle and like fitting the jigsaw pieces together. I'm not doing none of that.
The jigsaw pieces.
I can see that. No, I was asking. Oh,
Oh.
again?
And my name is Curly.
Shot.
Vanity.
Fluffy.
With a question mark.
Kiwi was asking.
Oh, what's up, Keeves? But honestly, the reason why I say this is because I gotta give you like the 50-50 point. She's spitting. She's like, a lot of these people now who's supposed to be like, the adults, mentors, or the figure to look up to and shit like that, really ain't on shit or about shit. So it's like, alright, you're not really being like, yo, you should do this, and he's still doing the same bullshit they did when they were younger. So it's like, okay. But on the flip side of things, I do feel like we have some decent people, or like people who are setting a decent precedence to be like, all right, not all of the people that's like past 25 and up are ain't shit. There's at least a couple of decent role models out there that's like, all right, here's
But not a lot.
Well, yeah, but not as us, cause like I feel like, to pick up what you were saying earlier, that in between shit, and also like not necessarily carrying on everything, but having like a better, how do I put this? For the people, just to like sort of not single you out, but to move shit. For the people like 25 and up, I feel like they were here around like that like in between the internet, that little tough love, the little you don't really need psychiatry,
Psychiatry.
Yeah, you need an ass whooping type of situation. It's like, okay, now we think and we move a little bit different towards how we like view shit and stuff. So how we proceed with the future or think about going forward is entirely different from now, where it's like, well, I'm still more self-independent and want to be more creative in the sense of myself.
Yeah, so
a lot more self-serving than like, I'm just gonna make sure everybody else is straight. It's like, nah, I'm gonna figure out what the fuck I'm gonna do first.
Yeah, because like technically we are picking up the pieces and bettering at least one aspect about the older generation, because what the older generation did wrong was too much tough love. Motherfuckers beat this masculinity or this idea into you that you're supposed to hold it down and bottle it up and not show any of this that you're going through, because that's for pussies, that's for women, no offense. I'm just using this as an example. And it's like you can't do or say any of that nowadays, and if you do and you're like a famous person, you get canceled, or the older people in the comments on Instagram be like, oh yeah, no, back in my day, you know, fucking like you get all these fucking old heads in the comments like, yeah, my dad gave me a good ass whooping and I turned out all right. Like my dad whooped my entire family and I did not turn out all right. Fuck are you talking about? Like, no one. like I think the depression skipped a generation. Either that or the ass whooping worked for my older brother, but it ain't work for me. Like I'm I'm depressed, and
you did something wrong.
Psychiatry and like mental health. These are fields that really need more understanding figures. So when you're picking up the pieces of the old generation, that's where you should start, because we gotta start loving more and stop being a little too tough, especially because this newer generation is, no offense guys, but is a little soft. Like
for sure.
I had a good ass whooping, but I found a balance. There's a good balance between the ass whooping and the psychiatry, and it both of those things made me into who I am. So I've got a little bit of a hardened exterior, which is not to say that the newer generation doesn't, but the newer generation doesn't. Yeah.
I was about to say, like, I don't know who we lying to, Lord.
Yeah, but I digress.
But yeah, with this generation though, there's like with the shows, like you could see like lack of creativity, to be honest.
Of course,
because there's a lot of like. The only thing I can say is like anime though, like with anime or like with comics.
That's different.
No, I'm just saying like with anime and comics, it's like they're adapting more like shit, so that's like good. But like when it comes to like original things, like nah, there's not really that much original like books and shit. So it's like
I mean, it's not really about originality.
Mm-hmm.
It's someone I know really well told me this. He was like, originality is dead.
Damn.
What you do is you take an already built upon concept and you do it better than everyone else.
Okay.
And that's where things like quote unquote original spins on already existing concepts come from. Like somebody says, oh, I'm gonna take this fantasy, but instead of dragons instead of regular dragons and magic, I'm going to put mecha on it, and you get fucking mecha dragons and like spell circles, but like with 3D hard light blocks, and it's like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like what you do is you just take that concept and you put your own spin on it. And whether it lives or dies is up to your ability as a writer.
That's true.
Or how you interpret it. So.
No, you're right.
So recently, like I said, there's been a lot of like resurgences or like expanding upon like pop culture or TV where they pull something old, bring it out new and stuff like that. You remember how Drewski was doing shit? It could have been shit.
I know you're talking about.
Oh, we talking about pop. I'm not. I'll be out of the
conversation. Yeah. So this is good. So like you see how he's like basically he's coming in, he's doing like these basic interviews and shit like that. He's having more like an organic matter of like, yeah, you coming by, you talking whatever, and I'm judging you and shit.
Right.
I love the fact that he's trying to like reintroduce that, or the same thing about how like what Zeus TV was doing, or like how everybody was hating on like how bad his shit was, but it's just like this was the shit we used to watch. Well, we used to watch back then, like the Jersey Shore shit, and like all the other shit was like this is trashy TV. Hey. Not real. Think about it. Like,
hey yo.
I mean, you're not wrong with that.
Thank you.
Total drama.
Hey yo, but thank you though.
Hey yo, nah, I'm good then. But you see what I mean? I like that in the sense of like that's expanding upon like how like nowadays people don't really watch TV. People stream shit. People like watch movies and stuff like that too. So I feel like that's like a little bit more of a kick to him trying to like start a resurgence of people like, hey look, this is that shit that people were sitting in their crib early or late at night, 2, 3 in the morning watching, 12 at night turning that shit on and watching it. I'm like, I like that. I also like the fact that like the whole thing of expanding upon and bringing up pieces or moving like stuff that are considered old forward. It's the fact that like people fall in love with things again. People learn where the culture comes from. People like understand his background thing, and it helps them develop as a person. You know how like strange it was. Like I was talking to a kid, And I'm just like, yeah, man. Like, yo, Boppets was cool. It's like, the fuck is a Boppet? I'm like, wait, what?
Damn,
Like,
that brings me back,
Twist
yo.
it,
Yo,
pull it, cock it.
And I'm-
Like, oh God, I want to die if a kid says that to me.
but like, I'm just saying, like, I realized it's not like, dude, you don't know what a Boppet is? He's like, no.
Oh.
So I got him the Boppet. He's like, okay, this is
Oh.
kind of fun. This is like a time killer, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, dude. And then he showed me some of his stuff, like his toys and shit. And I'm just like,
Bro.
and I realized that like this huge like difference of like understanding the shit. But like I showed him like a whole treasure trove of all of this cool shit that I collected when I was still a kid with all my toys and collections and stuff. He's like, yo, this is really dope. This is really nice and shit. Cause like I realized now there isn't a lot more focus on substance and concepts for things. It's more about like quick, cheap, and easy, or like you said, imitations of shit. That's good, you know.
We gotta bring back Fushi.
No, please, anything but the
We
Fushi,
gotta
bro.
bring back the Sock'em Boppers.
The infomercials and shit were not the best. It's like niggas was buying pet rocks. I'm never letting that shit
Oh
go.
my God, you're gonna love my nuts. Slap chop, spit.
Yeah, right. Like what's going on
Yeah,
here?
that was crazy.
Oh yeah, of course. All right, but
The fucking Sham Wow guy. Come
oh
on.
you know,
Come
please,
on.
please, bro. Between him and
Billy
Mr. Clean,
Mays. Oh,
Stop it.
bring him back. Bring him back. Rest in peace.
Facts. But so now what I wanted to ask you guys like was like this one's a little bit more like a personal aspect of things. Do you feel like going on with this, since we're gonna basically be like the next season and shit? Do you feel like how you were taught, like parenting wise, like you know how to deal with people, emotions, relationship wise? Do you feel like you'll be able to pass it on properly to the next generation or next people you deal with, or your kids, your kins, or your your nieces, your nephews?
Anyone want to go first? Because I'm definitely not.
He's like, you know what? I might be the worst uncle in this.
All right.
cast.
Repeat the question again.
Do you think from the previous generation taught you in terms of like being a good person, being a father, whatever their core values transfer to you? Will you be able to pass that down properly? Do you feel like you can do it with that information, or do you feel like you're kind of cooked?
Shit. Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to go?
I could, only because of the simple fact that like I said, this generation that we have seen throughout the years and stuff like that, it's best to basically tell that other person, yo, like, here's the reason why you can't do, like, you shouldn't do this, that, and the third, because of consequences that will come after and stuff like that. In terms of like who you get with, who you have kids with, who you live with, where you live at, like what job, what preference, like basically anything in the books at the end of the day. What type of car you get, what type of house you get, what type of pet you get, like anything out the ordinary. I just feel as though like, because it's funny because a few days ago when I was streaming and stuff like that, I was literally like Monkey, right?
Yeah.
And there was this girl that came up and she was crying, and then like I had my partner right next to me, and he was like at first he was like, oh, I like Asians. I was like, and then she was like, oh, she's not Asian. I'm here looking at him like, you dumb fuck. So she was like, oh, I broke up with my boyfriend and stuff like that. And it's crazy because like I was already a month into my breakup. So I just told her, like, I told her the snippet of the situation, because at the end of the day, like, I was in her shoes at one point.
Yeah.
I don't know if she was older and younger, but I did tell her that, yo, like, at the end of the day, like, people come and go, friends come and go, partners come and go, parents also come and go, family comes and goes at the end of the day. So it's like, what you got in here, keep it. Because at the end of the day, like, majority of the time in this lifetime, we have people out here who try to take what we got to, like, strip us of our essence, personality, like, basically everything, just for their amusement. Or they can't be man enough or woman enough to actually, like, be honest with the person. That's also another thing that's happening in this generation as well when it comes to partnering and stuff like that. I feel like majority of the time in these relationships in the city, one person is being honest than the other, one keeping more secrets than the other. Like, it's always like one side to another that's not keeping a buck, and nobody's not meeting in the middle. Especially when it comes to like, especially when there's kids involved, especially when there's married involved. It's just nowadays nobody can meet in the middle. It's always got to be someone's benefit and the other one gets nothing.
Yeah. Now you spin on that and I ain't gonna front.
Ev,
Yeah, facts.
listen.
Not because like it's like real. It's like real life. Cause with me, it's like it happened to me on multiple occasions, but I'm not sitting here like dwelling on it and stuff like that. I just keep it pushing, call it a day, act like you don't exist, and then further along the road, like if I see you, it's a blank. But I had to force myself to do that because at the end of the day, if I don't, then it would just turn into me spiraling and stuff like that.
Oh shit, that's actually real. I'll be real with you. I think that's like a good way to put it because a lot of people don't understand like the whole point of being mature about things and understanding that is to have a balance towards what you will do, what you can't do, and like the whole point of accepting and learning.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you said, like there's a lot of people who can't do that, and I think you're like, I'll be fine doing it. I understand that there's a hard part of things I got to do, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna tell you what I did and how I lived my shit, so that way you can find that courage to like take that step forward to make sure you're not fucking around with this stupid shit. For a lack of a better word, because I'm not doing verbatim, but for sure. What about you, girls?
Oh yeah. So the question is like how we're gonna influence like pretty much the
Yeah.
younger generation,
After
right?
the previous generation, what they taught you,
Yeah.
what you have now, if you would pass that down, you think you could?
I mean, I honestly like if I'm being honest, like I think I can, but I don't know if it's gonna be a good thing or a bad thing. If I'm being honest.
At the end of the day, whatever you tell that person is whether they take it or
Yeah, yeah,
keep on
but
doing what they do.
But I'm gonna tell them. I mean, like, of course, I'm gonna tell them this. Like, there's certain things like it's just facts. Like, you can't do that. You can't do this. There's certain things. It's just like my opinion. Like, so from that point of view, there's things I'm gonna tell them like, yo, this is how I feel. And then there's things I'm like things are like right and wrong. Like I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, that you can't do that. This is wrong. This is right. But from things from like certain like from my perspective, from my opinions, like I'm always gonna share it, but I'm gonna make sure like to let them know like that's how I view it. Like you could view it in a different way. So like yeah, like I said, I don't know if it's gonna be a good thing or a bad thing, but yeah, I could definitely pass on what I learned for sure.
It goes off depending on like how you say it, cause like if we're gonna teach the younger generation on what not to do and what to do, we have to like go into like a deeper conversation with them so they can get a better understanding. At the end of the day, like we're not God makers or anything like that. We're not. We're not.
How the hell do you make those?
Yeah, I do make those.
We're not. The only thing that we can do and say here. Shut the only thing that we have to do at the end of the day is like really like let them know on a deeper level like why to not do this and what to do
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Now, they not our kids. So
That's
however they take it and whatever they do with it is on them at the end of the day.
Put the warning
At
label
least at the end of the day we know as individual for the older generation at least we tried.
Yep, that's true.
You know?
That's true.
So, if we're simply talking about influencing the younger generation and how we're going to be passing down core values, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here and say that I personally live my life with a rather broad sense of ambiguity towards what is right and what is wrong. So, I'm not going to how society would say positively or negatively influence the younger generation. I'm going to pass down my values with them, like as I would my own children, so that there could be not to say so that there could be more people like me in the world because I'm fucked up. But,
He's like,
you know, I'm gonna say I'm gonna say that right now towards everybody. I'm fucked up. But you know when it comes to the younger generation, I'll tell them whatever because you know I'm not exactly the wisest man except for when it comes to my homies. You
and
know
whatever as in what?
I'll be like an example.
Mm-hmm.
So all right, so like I said, I live my life with a sense of ambiguity. All of my core values personally comes from a mix of what I grew up with from my mother and my father, but also from TV shows. Avatar:
I'm
The
sorry,
Last
sir. I'm
Airbender.
sorry, sir. I'm kind of stupid. What does that mean?
Ambiguity.
Yes.
Indifference.
Okay. Okay.
Gray area. To
All
put
right,
it,
all right.
To, for your feeble mind.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Sir. Thank you.
How you got whiter glasses than me and you not as much of a
Yo,
nerd?
chill, bro. Chill. I just got these, bro.
Bro, these just Ray-Bans. Come on, just for show. Like,
Oh
nah,
my god,
so-
you got me food.
How the fuck
I'm
did you
so
get
sorry.
here?
I'm so sorry. Okay.
He thought he was the Uber Eats nigga.
No. No, that's the guy that always brings food here.
So, like,
That's the lunch lady.
why you got the Master Chief helmet?
Make you trip out, but guess what your nickname was?
Mine or his?
His.
Oh.
I need to know.
The chatty one.
Oh,
The
okay.
chatty one.
Alright, that's fine.
Bro, be yapping.
I thought the motherfucker called me the lunch lady or something.
Nah,
like
you're the chatty one.
that type shit. Hell yeah.
Type shit is
But
crazy.
yeah, like going back to what I was saying before, I live my life based on a set of values that I personally developed between what I got from my mother and my father, my brother and my sister, but also from what I grew up watching: Avatar: The Last Airbender, Full Metal Alchemist, Kung Fu Panda, just to name a few of just to name the top 3 shows slash movies that I got most of my current wisdom from. So all I'm saying is that when it comes to the younger generation, I'll give them the baseline, and it's up to them to fill in the blanks, because I'm not going to put in as much work for the younger generation unless they're actually my children. I'm not going to put in as much work for the younger generation as I put in for my homies.
I mean,
Because I personally, whenever a homie is in a crisis, I turn into Master Oogway, bro.
I'm gonna need like one sentence example.
Of what?
Like, let's say, for example, with him, you're gonna have to be a Hawaiian for a second. I'm sorry.
You know why?
For example.
So like, are we actually acting out a scenario here, or
yeah,
like
let's say,
Oh, boy, I'm supposed to crash out or something?
like, let's say
Go ahead.
he's in a gang, right? But yeah, he want to pursue streaming, but he can't really he can't really get out of the gang life and do streaming at the same time.
Damn, you be a YN.
So, what's your advice to him?
you kind of giving me an ultimatum here, because you said a gang member is trying to pursue streaming. Do you know how hard it is to get out of a gang?
So give him an example. Lecture him.
I can't. I can't.
No, yes, you
No,
can.
I cannot. No, I cannot.
Yes,
You
you
are telling me to sentence a YN to death.
No, I'm telling him, right? I would have told him, like, yo, like, although yes, he's in a gang, yes. Look at it in the bigger picture. If he were to pursue streaming and how it's gonna be long term. Because Jay Cinco was in a gang, and look at him now.
That's true.
I have no idea who that is.
I mean, listen.
It's okay.
I don't know if he was in a gang or not, but I'm assuming.
Yeah,
he
I'm
was.
not sure. I'm not really sure if he was in the game. He probably was just
But
affiliated.
look, he's the biggest street. He a biggest street. Not as big as Kai, but
But
he
he's
is a
affiliated,
big
yep.
street.
But the only,
Kai is an industry plant. I don't.
the main reason.
Oh no!
I mean, that's.
Yeah, shit.
I mean, that. So we.
Nah, I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you.
Well, but the main reason Jay Cinco got bigger is because he used to date Deshae's sister though.
Oof.
That's the main reason why he got bigger.
That's true.
I'm not saying he wouldn't be as big. He probably wouldn't be as big as now though.
That's
And then
He's
then he
bigger
started streaming.
now.
Yeah, cause
Bigger now.
because he got single and now he's like risen
no,
up.
No.
You
'Cause
telling me you?
He showed out when he was in streaming university. and
Yeah,
stuff like
no,
that.
he was way. That's not the reason why. That's not the reason why he got bigger. The reason why he got bigger is because he became single and then he started like talking to women. Like that was his main content.
He's not even single now.
He is kind of single,
No, he's
but
not. He's in Lala. What are you talking about?
I mean that's
Kinda.
Lala.
He said
That
kinda.
I said kind of though.
No,
It's not like
straight up-
official.
No, it is official.
It's official now.
No, it's been official.
How long they been dating for?
Freaking like what? A month and a half?
Exactly.
They tightened the knot.
No,
They did. They tightened the knot after streaming you. What are you talking about?
All right. Anyways.
Anyway.
Besides,
Like we
it-
literally
okay,
started
sure.
Stream in Italy with this girl.
Okay,
and
that's
he-
for
and he-
content.
No, it's not. Yo,
I mean, we can
no,
try.
no, no,
Do
no.
you see how much you're investing right now?
If it for content and stuff like that, he would have been like DDG and India Love at this point because we like.
But it's mostly for content, though. That's what I'm saying.
Nah,
Listen, they might
my
have
son
feelings for
was-
each other.
My son was kissing up. My son was grabbing
Ah,
ass.
you-
My son was grabbing that. body.
And that means, and that means that they're dating.
No, like no. That doesn't mean that, but I know they dating.
You know that
You
dating
just see-
how?
You just see the chemistry right there, honestly.
So,
Like,
cause you see the chemistry, that means they're dating.
He just said because you was crazy.
I'm
No.
not saying that DDG and India Love are dating, but the chemistry's there, but they're not dating.
All right, sure, whatever.
It's-
Anyway,
like they both say, it's basically content, all that.
all right.
She already said from interviews after interviews that that like they do have chemistry, yes, but they're here like like doing it because the fans are eating it up. That's basically they clickbait right
That's
there.
my whole
Okay.
point.
But
You're
Lala-
making my whole point,
But
though.
Lala and Jay Cinco are way different though because
How?
like, bro, any other like lives and stuff like that they've been at with DDG, India Love, or any other streamer and stuff like that, you can already see that their chemistry is right there, even off camera and stuff like that.
You
They
can
here kissing, they here doing this, they here doing that, like all
you
that.
could do all of that and
Like-
still not
Not
be
be
dating,
together.
though. That's what I'm saying.
Like I said, it would have been a DDG and India Love situation, but
It is.
So my thing is this, because you brought up a good point earlier about how people do relationships and like how people see things. People can do those things and not be together, and there's a lot of people, like you said, in our I'll do 24 and up for y'all. 24 and up that are in situationships that are not in full relationships that are not fully
like he
committed.
literally just confessed. Jay Cinco just confessed his love to freaking Lala
But
on stream.
I will say this.
On stream.
Oh,
And on freaking
Wait.
TikTok and all that shit.
Yo, the only time I'm gonna believe it is if he gets down in one knee and proposes to this
Oh my
woman.
God.
That's the only way
That's
I'm gonna
like you saying
drag
that,
this.
That's like you saying it should have happened with freaking Brooklyn and shit like that,
Oof.
but it didn't.
It didn't. Like they broke up,
Okay.
but that was after they actually
But
made
you
like
literally just said like I want to believe it if one person got on their knees and freaking married and stuff like that. Jay Cinco didn't do that with Brooklyn.
yeah,
the only
but
thing that happened was they had a baby and she aborted it. That's it.
and then there's man.
yeah, but that was it. But
Like
yeah, that was crazy. But anyways, my whole point is with streaming is they try to get your attention.
okay.
So,
how invested are you with Jay Cinco and
I mean, I'm not invested in any
Okay,
of
so
them
you
because
can't
I
really
have
say
my.
anything then.
Anyways, my point. Let me say my point. The whole point of like streaming is they either have a relationship with a woman, they beef with other niggas, or it acts zesty. That's the bro. I've been watching these streamers, bro. Those are the top 3 things that you do to get people invested, bro.
Who you
And
watch?
everybody, I watch literally everybody.
You just literally sat here and you like you not.
I
really
watch
like
Kai.
Jay
I watch
Cinco and,
I watch Jay Cinco sometimes. I watch Silky. I watch Playboy Max. Bro, I watch everybody. I used to. I don't watch them as
If
much.
you watch
'cause
Kai's stream, what happened today?
I ain't watching stream today.
Well,
I'm not watching it every day. Like what? Like I gotta watch every day.
Niggas
gotta work. Yo.
My only thing, and I'm gonna sit here and say this on my P's and Q's shit at the end of the day, right? I just feel like that with people who watch streaming and stuff like that, you have to be very deeply invested to that streamer or any other streamer to actually know what's going on, because at the end of the day, all these streamers are doing IRLs and stuff like that. You looking at the real thing, but at the same time, if we know that these two are not a couple because this, that, and third, because they express in different podcasts is that the only reason why we not dating is because this, that, and the third, then you know at the end of the day.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie though, but that's the whole point though. They want you to get that invested.
Oh, okay.
They're showing you what they want to show you. You never gonna know what's actually going on. That's my whole point. Like
It is a
they're
business.
doing
It
this
is a
to get your attention.
I feel like
They
we
got you.
can- they got you.
I ain't gonna lie though,
Jay
but
Cinco
that's my whole
some
point.
fake shit.
I mean,
India fake shit.
How would you know them? You don't know the guy.
Right.
You don't know him.
Okay, that's the case. Maybe you don't know them either.
I don't.
So
I'm
how
just
how about we both don't put our input then? Since we
I mean,
don't know.
the
Like,
good thing about this is like that we can have more of like an objective look, because we're like, I bet these are the things like you said that make sense for people who are actually together, and he's like, these are things that make sense for people who aren't. So we can get like a pretty good contrast to see like, all right, this is what this lies. And that's also going to ask that beforehand. A lot of relationships, a lot of people move these same type of ways. Like, what factors do you guys consider to be like, together? Like in a sense, it don't even have to be like in a traditional sense, like a factor with people being together versus like people just messing around with each other. Like for me, for example, if it's somebody who's who I think is like they might just be fucking and they're not together, I'd be like, they don't speak often, as like they're not on the phone or whatever often. They don't communicate often, and then whenever they link up, it's gonna be either towards afternoon, nighttime, and they're not. I'm being for real.
Yeah.
They're not actually invested in each other's relationships.
True.
This is
true.
coming from the biggest hoe on the couch right now.
Damn.
You?
That's crazy.
I'm not talking. You what?
Cap.
I'm the biggest, but you
Who's the
the biggest. Like
That, and 4K is crazy.
This man did jokes. Funny man.
yeah.
Ha
yeah. You a hoe, nigga.
Yeah. This nigga. Damn right.
That's crazy, bro.
This nigga for the streets, bro.
Oh
Yeah.
damn,
But
bro.
Speaking
It's just
he just like, get off your
it's
chest.
just jokes, guys. It's just jokes.
But yeah, it's there's not like an actual sense of like community and building there. It's just like, okay, yeah, there's not. That's at least how I see it. And then for like long term shit, like an actual solid relationship, I feel like there's a good foundation of like friendship, communication, and energy. Like you can tell when somebody's like, oh, they fucking, and you can tell it's like, that's her man, yeah, But it's based off of like how they move.
Yeah.
You really feel like people who not together either try to be low key about shit or they
Yeah.
try to like play certain shit off.
Yeah, but I'm saying like I feel like to me it's like if they're not claiming, like they could do all that shit. If they're not claiming each other, they're not in a relationship.
That's
They really could do all that shit. They're not jacking each other. Nah, they're not in a relationship.
If I may.
So we can't hear you. You far away. Anyway.
niggas like no.
Oh, here she comes.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna just say this one piece, and I'm just gonna go back to my cookies. I'm gonna put it like this. I feel like in some occasions in this generation, when it comes to two people talking and stuff like that, one person will always get mad at the other person because the other person feel like they're not holding up to the expectations or anything like that. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people are not understanding within this generation. If y'all not closed off, all bets are off. You can fuck with whoever you want to fuck with. That person can fuck with whoever they want to fuck with at the end of the day. But niggas cannot get mad at each other because one person is doing their business than the other. Because at the end of the day, if that was the case, maybe, because it's crazy because I was dead talking about this with my friend and stuff like that, right? Because y'all been talking on and off and fucking around for on and off for a whole year and a half. I'm looking at this, bro. I'm like, bro, why y'all not closed off then? He here talking about that, oh, I do more than her. You already know your answer right there. If Shorty not gonna do
match energy.
stuff on the same page with you at the end of the day.
That's facts.
I just feel like at the end of the day, like two people cannot get mad at each other or have an argument with each other if y'all not closed off. That's literally the same thing that's happening on Love Island right now, that a lot of people are matched up with each other and doing all this and that, but yeah, y'all not closed off and y'all open. Y'all want to be open to different type of people, but when your partner want to be open to different type of people in the fucking villa, y'all all want to get mad at the end of the day with each other and stuff like that, and then get mad at the person that actually exploring with another person. How that makes sense? That's why in this season, right now, it's not giving what's supposed to give. Everybody's like, yo, all these people from Love Island should be out of it, right? We already have two people that just left the villa because they said a racial slur.
Yeah, they packed them up.
So I'm here looking at the producers. I'm here looking at the producers like, yo, why y'all didn't go in depth into their lives and stuff like that before casting them? That's their fault.
Oh yeah, no background check. It's crazy. Yo,
That's their fault.
Put them on the show.
So, and then y'all bring all these bombshells into the show, and they're not even compatible with the regular people that came in from the get-go.
Get at them.
So now they just knocked off Sierra because she said chinks.
Damn, I said
She said that, right? My only thing is like, if we're really gonna be very honest, for all those people who had strong connections, right? And y'all felt like in that moment, oh my God, my strongest connection dipped out of the village. She got voted off. Why you didn't go with them?
In fact, I'm off the show, y'all.
Why you didn't go with them?
Because they want to see the other options.
How if they not exploring the other options?
Because they want the fucking money.
Like, I just feel like with this season, it's not genuine with anybody.
It's a TV show.
Because this is all based off of strategy. We got Ace and Shelly in this fucking villa, right? A lot of people are digging into their perspective outside of the villa because their families already admit they seen each other before
Yup.
the villa.
That's like what?
So it's like at the end of the day, it's crazy to me how like they're still there and they're not being voted off. No, like not no shade to them or anything like that. I just feel like that like they playing the game safe.
Of course, this is playing it on
They
easy.
know the game.
They got a fallback. That's like, all right, we straight here.
Like what's it called? And then I'll give it to Huda. She like although she's a crash out, yes, she did change. She did change. Because that was the case maybe. She would do the same thing that she did with Jeremiah. She would have did the same thing that she did with the other one.
Jeremiah.
Right?
Wrong one.
Right?
Don't-
From the
So
Bible.
I'm gonna put it like
Yes.
this, right? I'm gonna put it like this, right?
Yeah.
In the beginning, we seen Jeremiah did love bombed Huda.
Damn,
Yep.
Jeremiah.
For Huda to be
Wrong
acting
one.
like that at the end of the day, because with Jeremiah, he matched her energy. But when he felt like that, that like it was too much,
Facts.
he started moving
He started moving, yeah.
a little off.
Yeah.
It wasn't because like she had a kid and stuff like that. I'd rather someone tell me like they have a kid instead of like 2 weeks later, boom.
Kid.
Here's my
Right.
8-year-old.
Like she told him about the kid in the beginning.
Yeah, facts.
But the way that he was moving after he found out, and then all the love bombing that he did, and then she's like feeding into it and stuff like that. And it was just the principle about it at the end of the day, because it's like, yes, on Love Island you're supposed to find your perfect match and stuff like that, but I just felt like with some of these couples and stuff like that, they're not correlating with each other. Because right now a lot of fans were like, that they wanted Nick and Olandria to get together. They got to get together, but here's the thing. I felt like, yes, Nick did pursue Olandria, but at the same time, I felt like he did that only because if he didn't, him and Olandria would have left the villa right there.
No, I feel like
So I just feel like he only did that just to like
secure his spot, make sure he's still
no,
there.
like to get Sierra back.
I can see it.
Because if that was the case, maybe like if Nick really left, then Sierra would have been with Elon,
Yeah.
right? So it's like at the end of the day, a lot of people are saying like, "Yo, at the end of the day, all these people gotta go because it's not really like genuine with anybody and stuff like that, and then save the money for the next group."
Nigga said, yeah, just gonna put it right here.
And then also like a lot of people are not seeing it, but now because season 6, everybody was genuine.
Yeah.
I just feel like with Ace and Shelly, they're trying to be the next Sierra and Cordell.
Oh.
Wait.
I'm not gonna
Hold
doubt
on.
they
Time
are.
out.
What's up?
You said season 6?
Yep.
Yeah, season 6.
Yo,
Serena and Cordell won that. I just feel like
this was
Ace.
the first season.
No,
No.
right now it's season 7, but
Why
I just feel like
why is it so popular?
Shelly and Ace are trying to be the next Serena and Cordell, and they can never be that.
Yeah, but that's fair.
But why is it so popular this year though?
Because of like the messiness that's happening.
You ain't here
At
earlier?
first, like the ratings went up because everybody in America wanted to see Huda crash out like the whole series.
Literally.
But it got to that.
Crash out?
She crashed out in the beginning,
Oh.
but
She
after
was
when
in the beginning.
Jeremiah left, she started being calm. Then she had another bombshell come here and stuff like that. But the bombshell, I don't know. He tried to be dominant. Apparently, he doesn't like it when a woman be dominant to him.
I mean,
Like not in that way. I'm talking in terms of like.
No, I mean leading like
he-
yeah.
He wants someone that's submissive.
Submissive, yeah.
But Hood is not submissive at all.
oh.
You know? Because at the end of the day, it's like she's an independent woman and stuff like that, right?
Okay.
It wouldn't feel right for her to be controlled by someone like that she just met.
Yeah.
And he's being wild, like funny, because at the end of the day, like the whole challenge that they did, she did guide him and stuff like that, but he does felt some type of way.
Yeah.
So it took Huda like all her power not to like crash out and stuff like that. So she, although yes, like she was most hated in the beginning, she did really make an impact to America that like she found out this crash out, crazy person and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like
You know,
she
it's a reason for it.
like she
Yeah.
genuinely wants to find love and stuff like that, but she feels as though like that person that she with wasn't giving her like the reassurance that she needs as much as she was reassuring him about everything. Now she has a new bombshell now.
Go ahead.
She has a new bombshell now with Chris and stuff like that. And Chris, I'm not gonna cap, like he reassured her, comforted her when the girls like was on some mean girl shit and stuff like that. And then accepted her for everything, including like, you know, her having a daughter. So like she just really found like her definition of a man.
Right.
Mm,
And we'll
her
see how long
definition.
that lasts.
That's true. I was gonna say you brought up the good point about
Yes,
the
yeah.
whole general energy. Because Carol, you asked like, why did season 7? Why is the rating? Why is people a lot more talking about it?
It's because they got a lot more messier, and it's because, like you said, they lost a lot more substance than what they were looking for. They were like, oh, but they were like,
I'm
niggas.
joking.
But they were like, hey,
He's not.
we have like this representation of like a good view of how relationships is now and how people move now. Because like she was saying, a lot of these people that's supposed to be on this show, contestants, to find love, aren't doing that. Like, it's a difference between like checking out your options, seeing how things go, and then formulating and getting a bond. The reason why everybody was watching, they're like, oh, this season's so crazy, it's because people's out here wilding.
Wait. Does the best couple like make the most money or something?
They win. In general, they don't get voted off the island.
Okay, but
So-
like, do you make money regardless though? Just be on the show?
I
Or
mean,
do you have to
you're
like
getting
win?
paid to be on the show.
Okay.
But,
But
like-
if you win though, you just get the most money.
Yes.
Okay.
So essentially speaking, it's just like, oh yeah, no, let's stay together. But like,
So what would you, if you was on the show, what would you do?
I wouldn't make it.
Or you just be, what would, but why would you be like, what would your objective be?
Yeah, Jeremiah trying to put it
Damn.
down,
Yeah.
you know?
Cap. I would, honestly speaking, I couldn't be on like that show because of like the same way how she was talking about screening wasn't good. A lot of times they would just pull people who either might be attractive or somebody who knows gonna stir up drama.
Okay.
Essentially speaking, if they're not here for that purpose,
You're gonna stir up
Yeah,
drama
just do
though.
it for the ratings.
I feel like you'll stir up drama, bro.
No, he wouldn't.
Yes, he would.
He don't stand out like that.
Nah, but he doesn't have to try to.
No. You don't
I
understand.
feel like he would stir up drama.
This nigga puts the Meek in Shy Meek, bro. What are you talking about?
Alright, this is what's gonna happen.
He's only good in a one-on-one or being a wingman.
I feel like he's gonna fuck a girl, then he's gonna fuck her best friend, then he might fuck the other friend.
He not gonna stir up drama. I've known this nigga way longer than you have.
So you
And
tell
he
me.
not the type to stir up drama.
So you
at
tell
all.
me he's not gonna be slinging his meat.
Nah, he not. He
Cap.
not. I'm sorry.
You're a good man.
I gotta say it. I gotta say it. He's really
Niggas
as
say
much
you
of
got
a,
no faith in me.
as
yo.
much as a-
Chat.
as
yo.
much as
Cap.
a playboy he is. No. You know you are.
No.
You know you
I'm
are.
not saying you're a playboy. I'm saying for the sake of the show, I feel like
you
you just.
you think I'd sell out? No, I wouldn't.
Bro, you're not. It's not setting up, bro.
If they told me we need somebody to stir up trouble, and they
Yeah,
gave me
you.
briefcase,
I mean, does that go against your morals though?
no.
Exactly. So you're not a sellout.
Bro, all I know is that if I was on that show, I would just stay to get paid. I would put on the biggest fucking performance, and you see, this is where, cause I wanted to say this for the longest. I wanted to interject, but everybody was going on and
No, go
on
ahead, bro.
about Love Island. And
You
shit.
mean her?
So, I don't really like shows like that. Like the realest a reality TV show is ever gonna get is probably like MasterChef. And like, no. I'm dead serious. Like them fucking cooking shows, they're in it to win it. It's a competition. Excuse me.
Actually, I believe that. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
That's the realest any reality TV show is ever gonna get. These niggas, they get plucked off the street. Yo, we gonna pay you. You look pretty.
Yo,
Try and
yo.
find love in this competition, right? So I'm like, if they know they're here in a competition to find love, to be the best couple, then why would they not play it up? Why would they not play it up? I feel like they're performing. I do not feel like they are being their genuine selves. I feel like they're either not comfortable on the show, so they visibly crash out, get off the show, or they're in it for the money, stay on the show, try to be the best couple, stay in it to win it, and get the money. I do not feel like any of this is genuine. If you want something like that genuine, say, all right, there's no cameras. We're going to put you in this 4-story mansion with 16 bedrooms. You guys get catered food, free water, everything. And at the end of the day, like on some total drama shit, but without the cameras, you guys vote each other to see who gets out of here. And we send them on their way. And you got to emphasize that there's no cameras so they can be themselves.
No,
when
show.
yeah, when I say reality, I mean reality. I don't want none of them camera shits. Yeah, exactly, and that's what I'm saying.
You saying the reason why you say like how this season feels off, the same way he's like, yo, if you really wanted to talk about having a reality show about dating, make them realize that they're actually supposed to be dating these people, like actually supposed to be courting them, because it feels like I don't remember which it was. I don't know where he went. We was watching a clip. This nigga they blindfolded everybody. And then one person would go around, I think either kissing their partner, the person they wanted to be with, and they have to identify who that person is from the kiss. This nigga literally went around the whole circle, just making out with all of them, just cause.
And that's real shit. That's real shit. Because if a nigga pulled me off the side of the street and said, "All right, we gonna blindfold you. There's 5 men, 5 women, because I'm bisexual. I don't discriminate, right?"
Niggas said they both getting it. Yeah.
Listen. These lips are ready to eat for everyone. All right. So if a nigga, hey, watch your mouth. All right, I heard that. You not slick. Anyways, so like if a nigga pulled me off the side of the street and said, "All right, we got these 5 men, 5 women. Go around the circle, along the line, whatever. Kiss them. See who you want to be with." And I'll be like, "All right, bet." And I'm taking at least a minute with each of them. I don't give a shit. Like, what? What? Like, be like, all right, so do you know how you feel about who? I'll be like, nah, let me go again. like type shit. And that's real. That's real. If you go in and you be like, all right, listen, we're paying you. This is a TV show. Da, 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 da. It's like, oh, so I'm an actor. Be like, all right, listen, come over here. We're not paying you. This is real shit. All right? No funny shit. You do this, you get paid in exposure. It's like, word? All right. I'm not in it for the money. I'm not acting. I'm being real, which is why I don't like reality TV or the concept of reality TV if it's not involving cooking or any other form of competition. Because in a reality TV show that involves a competition that's not like The Bachelor or Love Island or whatever you guys are watching right now, it's real. Because these competitors come in from all around the world, sit in front of the most respected people in their field, and they're like, I'm gonna cook a dish that'll knock your fucking socks off for a chance to either be a master chef or work in a restaurant as head chef. And it's like, all right, I'm in it to win it. I'm not in it to stay here for the money. No, I'm here for a career. I'm here for a chance to be somebody.
Okay.
I'm not in it to, like I said, I would be if I was on Love Island. I'd be like, yeah, I'm collecting checks. I'm staying on as long as possible. I'm on a bet. That's even better. What? Okay, I'm under contract. They are not gonna know if I'm playing it up. No, they're not.
Lie.
Do you know
think we
what's
can hate
in the
it.
second? Do you know what's in the
can't hate
second half of my career path? It's called voice actor. I'm good at acting.
Yeah, but the producers will know and the viewers will know. Why you think they're on the East and Shelley's ass? Because they know that like they playing the game. It's just a game.
Exactly. It's just a game. That's all it is.
They already know what the show consists of. Everybody knows what the show consists of at the end of the day. You grow a connection involved, so you win money at the end. So like, the producers and the fans know that you're there just for money purposes and stuff like genuinely trying to build up something with someone, your ass is gone.
Mm.
But what?
Wait. If you're gonna talk, you might as well come.
Yeah,
in
you
the
might as well
car.
come back.
You're too
You all the
far
way over
away.
there, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Back to
I
my
don't know.
spot. Then.
Better.
Bitch.
I'm in your spot now. I'm the host. Yo, what's going on?
This nigga ain't shit.
This nigga. I beg your pardon.
Oh my bad. You are not. Ooh. The fuck, nigga.
I am not the fecal matter.
Indeed. What was I gonna say? I feel like that the main point of the premise of it, like you said, was the whole competition aspect of shit. But I like the fact that she's like, there is not like a. The whole point is they're like, we're weeding out the fake competitors essentially. But there is also like the fact of like there is more of a need to draw attention to viewers to keep more entertainment than there is for people to actually find a genuine connection.
So I have a question. All right. What about pathological liars?
Oh shit, I'm over.
You leave women alone, goddammit.
What if they come onto the show and they start playing it up so good that everybody believes them?
Shit.
Listen,
It's beautiful,
at the
man.
end of the day, it depends on how America sees it and stuff like that, and how they vote.
And but what I'm saying is you're having too much faith in the people. No offense, people.
All
but
offense, people.
Fuck
but-
y'all niggas.
like,
Which means
they giving us our
people-
paycheck. What
the
you
My
talking
bad. I
about?
love you guys.
determined, though. You heard? America determines so.
Okay, and
And
what if they determine that I'm actually here for real when
then
I'm
it all
not?
depends if your partner can actually see from your lies or think you actually.
Oh yeah, that's
genuine.
right. She's like, it is a two-person thing.
It is a
Yeah.
two-person.
Well, you don't know the person though, for real.
Ooh.
If he's here generally trying to grow a connection, well, in a fake way to someone, either they see it or they don't. If they don't see it, America gotta see it.
Somebody
goes-
seeing it is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Cap.
Do you think you could be
Other
like?
people in the village that you're with and stuff like that, they can also see it too. So
God.
it's you against everybody.
How? My thing is this though, like, how well do like when you are interested in somebody or when you like somebody or you love them or whatever, how well invested are you? Do you like? How do you change? How do you move? Because that means that everybody else can know it's the same way you love, but isn't there different love languages, different ways that people can express themselves? So how do you think, like, for example, that's why when you asked a good question about, like, how would I be on the island? I'm a very, like, nonchalant, direct person unless it's, like, a one-on-one intimate space and setting.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, for a lot of people, that could come off, like, standoffish. Because, like I said, like, I tell jokes, like, I tease, I make fun of people and stuff like that, too. But, like, that's also a part of the way I communicate and show love. So that means, like, a lot of people be like, oh, no, he don't really like that person for real.
Mm-hmm.
And then for other people, I could be more closed off and stuff and having that same energy or attention. So in his case, if he's like, hey, look, I'm gonna, like, I guess in this case, play it up or live it up. If he has like a certain like persona, a certain energy moves towards people he likes, like, how you gonna be able to like, nah, he don't really like her for real. If like his way of like showing that is different from everybody else's. Like, how do you
So
show
like
your
I said-
affection?
Cause like I said, I'm gonna put it like this, right?
Mhm.
For the villa and stuff like that, they're there for a certain amount of time, a
Yeah.
short time. So already everybody's fast paced
Oof.
and stuff like that. Only because you guys are there filming for like maybe like a month and a half, depending on like how production see how far it's gonna go, if it's actually genuine within everybody.
Mhm.
But at the same time, when production in America feels as though that like this couple is not genuine with each other, or this one or that one and stuff like that, like I said, America votes on who.
No, you're right. So it's,
America votes on who is passionate and stuff like that about this couple or this couple and stuff like that. You got something to add?
it's like a perceived one.
Cap.
No, like
Keep going.
no, like do you have something to add?
Cap. But keep going though.
But like you don't even watch the show that much.
It don't matter.
That's all he wanted to say. Let him say it.
Thank you for your.
One word.
Okay.
One word.
Cap.
But I can see why. Yeah, we should have that on there.
Look,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it like this.
Mhm.
Like even for example, as of right now, like
Yeah.
we're recording and stuff like that. Let this one go on Love Island. This is getting posted. Production's gonna pull him out.
Okay, yeah. And now that this is in the open, I'm banned from Love Island. But if there's another show,
Every
that's
show
like,
is going to be like
it's
that.
but
You got Temptation Island. They're gonna see it.
Mhm,
You have.
mhm.
you
So
have
I'm
things-
officially banned from those shows, and I don't give a shit. I'm out of easy money I gotta go back to work again.
I gotta go back to work.
I don't care.
But-
But all I'm saying is that, listen, you are not going to be able to tell the difference in how I move.
But a lot of
because-
people in like who you're around.
That's
will.
not true though.
No.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
not true.
You don't know you
Like,
don't know these people.
It don't matter. These people on Love Island don't know each other, but yet they're forming friendship, sisterhood, and all that.
Yeah.
It's just how the guys are forming bros, best friends,
Yeah.
friends, and all that.
So you gonna sit there and say that they gonna look at me and say, nah, this
Yeah,
nigga
they're
faking
gonna
it.
tell. Yeah, they're gonna tell your girl, oh, like I don't think he's genuinely trying to get with you and stuff like that. And then she explores her options with someone else. And then guess what? When a challenge comes on and stuff like that, and then everybody has to go through the bonfire and stuff like that and choose, oh, I want to pair up with this one because of this, that, and third. And if you're the last one, already you're eliminated.
Okay, but here let me say this. Right? So somebody is going to essentially sit here and fabricate this lie because they want me off the show because they think I'm not being genuine.
It's not them.
Again, that is the essence
It's
of
not
competition.
Them. It's America.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Yeah,
America.
so it's
It's
America.
America and your partner, how your partner like wants to like how your partner's friends because most likely your partner is gonna form friendships and stuff like that.
Mhm.
It's the way that your partner's friends in America is going to view you. Regardless, they don't have a say if you get kicked off and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But if that challenge comes on and stuff like that, while everybody's choosing their partners to couple up with and stuff like that, and you're the last one, your partner's with someone else, you're fucked.
Okay.
It's a matter of like received perception in terms of like.
I
That's
still-
the whole point.
I still get paid.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
You
not.
gotta pay
I'm
for
saying
the
you'll
show,
never know if it's actually genuine. You could be
gotta
correct
pay for
and
the
you could
show,
be
though.
wrong. It's a 50-50.
So you're on contract
You're on
working.
contract.
You're on contract working on this show in this competition, and you are not getting paid by
You
the
get
hour.
sponsors if you do what you gotta do, you do get sponsorships like after the show.
Okay.
Yeah,
Even
and
if
you
wanna
get a
do
live
that.
exposure too.
That's
Yeah.
So
But
all right.
it's gonna be versus you in America at the end of the day.
So if I'm on this show and I'm not getting paid for being on this show, is that not
I mean,
illegal
I'm-
or like?
You signed up.
You're on the
You
couch.
signed up
I,
to be
I,
there,
I
yes,
signed up to be there.
Actually,
and not,
I think you're getting paid like some.
I
I'm
think-
not sure about like.
I think it's
yeah, no.
You're not.
Nah.
Nobody. All right, so let's be real. 90% of Americans are not going to look at a contract, read it through and through, and say, "You are not getting paid for this. You are only getting paid in exposure." They're gonna look at that and they're gonna be like, "So then I'm not hopping on this show for nothing."
90% of Americans can't read, so this is got.
But no, you are gonna get like exposure though after the show.
Okay,
not lie.
I'm gonna get exposure, but you want to know what I want to get? Paid, nigga. Not in exposure, not in trident layers. I'm talking cold hard cash.
Look,
You gotta get the
That's
the
fair.
game, bro. You
Okay,
gotta stay
all right,
alive.
All right, so but the thing is, and like I said before, y'all are America. I'm sorry, y'all are not going to be able to tell the difference in the way that I move.
No,
all
I
right?
agree with you.
Yeah,
100%.
you are not. You are not because when I'm in it, I am in it. I
Facts.
when I fall hard.
I'm be a menace.
But if I fall hard and fake fall hard, y'all not gonna be able to tell.
And
the
we're
difference.
assuming America's smart. Y'all think this is dumb as shit.
America's giving us our paycheck.
My bad.
right?
Oh, y'all think this is
I'm-
mad smart.
I'm sorry, America.
Not
Yeah,
complaining.
y'all got the biggest brains in the
That
world.
ass, y'all think this is
All
the
right,
smartest ever.
y'all school system is amazing.
That ass.
Like,
yo,
all right, but
Yeah,
enough for the
they get
jokes.
bullet holes in it for some reason.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Damn.
So,
Damn.
but going back to what I was saying before, America, whoever's on the show, the contestants or whatever, it does not matter because at the end of the day, if they America is opinionated. They're going to look at me. I am not a very good-looking man, but I will admit I have some looks. All right, I have some looks. I gotta have a
Tight.
little bit of confidence in myself,
Tight
right?
shit, tight shit.
So America is going to look at me, and then they are going to look at the Channing Tatum ass nigga across from me, and they're gonna be like, "Nah, we want this nigga on the show because conventional attractiveness and concepts that have been rooted within us for the last century or so are going to prevail over what is actually going on behind the scenes." They're going to look at me, the 240-pound, not at all fit, but somehow kind of good-looking gentleman versus the 6-foot-tall, 180-pound, six-pack, perfect chiseled, can pop his pecs like The Rock ass nigga across from me, and they're gonna be like, yeah, we want him on the show. We don't want this nigga on the show. They aren't looking for genuine connection for these competitions. They're looking for attractiveness and attractive couples, and they want to see the attractive couples get this money. They are not going to look at me and be like, all right, oh my God, he's actually in love with this woman like so hard. Like I saw him get on his knees and grovel.
What type of shit?
You're just trying to get everybody.
Yeah, and then sometimes, in most cases,
Nah,
my
they'll-
left ass cheek,
Nah,
nigga.
they might throw some ugly niggas in there.
Wow.
Of course, yeah.
Get the play because we all know the chat looking motherfuckers be beating the bitch.
Yeah. But you know, all I'm saying is that the 30% versus the 70% is not going to win. That's the majority.
TV show called 600-some Pound Life. And we also
Who's
watched
we?
the show all the time.
Yeah,
Who is we?
I don't know who the fuck we
I'm
is.
gonna finish what I'm saying. So
He talking about the Nintendo card?
Who is we?
as a nation, we have also watched niggas get married from passports, national television. Hey,
We
and
watch
watched
90 Day
the-
Marriage.
we watched the
watch-
niggas with no neck get married to a Spanish bride. And she
Yeah.
was, and she was on cam talking about some. And everybody knew and we still roll with it.
Wait, you remember that guy that went to each restaurant and like kept on eating like different type of foods and stuff like that?
Guy Ferrari?
No, it was
It's Guy Fieri.
Got
no, like he used to go
You're
to every single restaurant and had, like
Bourdain,
huh?
Andrew Bourdain, like the cook chef.
which
Nah, it was that guy that went to different restaurants and did like a challenge and stuff like that. When
you mean Man vs. Food? No.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
That shit
yeah,
was
that thing
fun.
with Man versus Food, yeah.
That shit.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
shit.
I mean, sure, but like America gonna watch people do shit.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
you're right.
All right. So, all right, but
Personality
better.
Yeah.
All right. So, but
being who you are, the person next gonna be like, yo, actually, I'm trying to see what this nigga get into.
Yeah.
all right.
Fuck with the reels by being a weird ass.
And
Actually, you might even get more cool points for being a weird ass. A little bit.
A little bit.
but
Yeah, a little bit.
but again, it's split 50-50 because there
That
are.
sounds like a fair chance to me.
Niggas are all up top.
And if it's a fair chance, and I'm not saying like I'm definitely banned from all these shows now. Like if they see this, they gonna know. They gonna know. They gonna call me Steven the way I'm moving strange, bro. Like what? Oh my god.
You know what? You know what show you can be on? Ever heard of like that show?
Which one?
Pawn Shop or whatever that is?
Yo,
Yo.
the Pawn Stars?
Yeah.
Pawn. P-A-W-N.
Pawn.
Damn, nigga.
Nah, we said
It's
pawn.
yo. He's like, all right, that's clear, y'all. That's clear. I'm sorry I have an accent. My bad, gang.
Yeah, we New Yorkers.
Like, damn. But yeah, no, that shit's good.
Yeah, he said pawn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, pawn.
I think it
Pawn.
was a pawn shop.
What, you wanted him to say it like a white person? Pawn.
No,
You wanted him to say it like a southerner? Pawn.
Into the microphone.
I am so sorry. I have an accent.
Pawn.
Like, water.
Like
water.
the chess piece.
Like, come on now, bro.
Motherfucker, let me get a cup of water. Like,
Certain letters don't exist, all
wa-
right?
water.
Like,
I am so sorry, my fellow American. Like,
come on. But
let's be real.
yeah, honestly, I'll give you that. That's why I'm sitting here trying to figure it out because there used to be a formula for people to sit down and watch shit. That's why I'm like, all right, this was how America digested. This was their brain rot in a sense, you know, the shit they did was fucking with it. So that's why when you're like, hey, look, most people go for substance. It was like, yo, the quirkiness, the uniqueness, the personality and shit, what people go for. And it's also the fact of like, America loves to like to put their input into things. They like to look at shit and be like, okay. And then they like to judge shit. Like literally, that's the whole point. That's the reason why like the Love Island was popping off the way it did. Because they're like, word, this is a crash out.
Yeah,
Word, this is
I mean, majority of the time we watch reality TV shows just to see people crash out. Honestly.
Yeah, you see what I'm
That's
saying?
the only like food that literally everybody just.
I mean,
like.
who's their target audience? Let's be honest here.
Niggas who want drama.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. And they definitely got their
At the
target
time,
audience.
with all these TV shows and stuff like that, is always related to base drama because that's literally the target audience.
Of course, because they're like, I'm be real with you. For the people who I think it's two. I think it's the people who are actually facing that similar style of like how they do with like relationships and dealing with people, and I also feel like it's the people who
We got
don't.
DDG and Reggie fighting right now.
I don't understand.
Oh shit!
I don't even know who the
You
fuck
seen it
these
too?
people are.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Son,
Yeah, wow.
Son said something about his dead dad, while Reggie said something about him not being a father.
Brother, yep. And it's
Time
just like,
out. See,
One
She
spoke
knows.
too much, the other one-
Actually, that's not how it all started though. It started from talking about
No,
some
it's not.
girl.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. It's just what they.
I'm just saying that's
Yeah,
not it
that's the
started.
video.
Did you watch the clip of Reggie talking about a girl like with a cash app scam, and then DG said his opinion on it, and that's how it all started. And then yeah, he said that father shit.
yeah.
word.
Yeah.
Yup.
You know, niggas love to get ignorant real quick.
I mean, bro, because you really just want a nigga to get in your face about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Who DG?
He boxes,
He
yeah.
boxes, but I guess.
I get you. We'll give him.
I guess.
We'll give him trade.
If you spend more than an hour in the
Yeah,
gym
yeah, he a train fighter.
looking to competitively fight a nigga, you're
All
training.
right. Then
Yeah,
I'll
he
give
a
you-
train
I'll
fighter.
give him.
Yeah.
I'll give
And
you.
at that point, what do you want to fight a regular nigga for?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good.
That nigga
question.
weird.
Yeah,
For that.
I'm
I
weak.
don't think you want to just fight a random Philly nigga for the plot.
For the plot, I mean, it wouldn't be too far from his alley. I'm
But
not.
the plot is wild.
Yeah, bro, for real. But
I'm doing this for the story.
he's like, bro, he's doing it to pass down a legend. But yeah. But the second one is just for the people who would like actually are just into drama and they love to just see
Mhm.
shit from the side.
Yeah.
So the first half is like a lot of people who actually relate to reality TV, which is unfortunate too much. But you know, now think about it though, like to relate to somebody like, oh yeah, my man did this. Oh yeah, like,
Like,
that's kind
oh,
of wild, you know.
This what? My man did that too.
And it's like,
Oh.
all right, and then
they get invested.
yeah, same thing. So it's like, all right, now you're seeing like, oh yeah, no, this is how this would be in terms of how they handle in a relationship. This is how like these challenges could go. Like, oh, this is how I can test this person's character, you know, and shit like that too. And then people draw a lot of base comparisons off of that too. And and granted, it's wild, but I can see why they're like, hey, look, this is my target audience. I hit them right there. I hit the people that are bored, and I got the people in the situationships, and I got the people who like want a form of relationship or like, you know, want a connection, and they don't necessarily know how to go about it.
All right, so just to TLDR this to like make a clip or whatever the fuck you guys want to do with this. Long story short is if I was on one of them love drama shows,
He's
out
slaying
of
that
10
thing.
times,
Oh.
I win 5 of them. All right, like it's a 50-50. Personality over looks.
Whoa.
Listen. No. I'm saying personality over looks or looks over personality. Those are the two sides that America is divided into. It's the people who watch the show to consume drama versus the people who watch the show because they're genuinely invested and sometimes can relate to what's going on in the show. So like I'm not gonna play it up if I was on that show. Well, I'm gonna play it up, but I'm not gonna play it up. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like, but at the end of the day, they're not gonna know the difference. Is all I'm saying.
Okay.
Like, they really not. Like,
Word, we out? How long you trying to sing for?
What are we at right now?
we probably like at an hour 40.
127.
What, an hour 30?
30.
Yeah.
We could clear up. It's fine. Fuck I was gonna say. My bad. But yeah, no, the reason why I said this, like I said, bro, it's just like how people consume shit. Consumerism, it's a lot more different now. There's like a bunch of things that we try to reiterate in terms of like techniques of like, you know, keeping people entertained, reaching out to people, and then like, you know, growing these techniques or expanding, like you said, because originality isn't really like the main point of things anymore. It's just like, what can I do to make things better or to spin things to make shit cook? And the reason why I brought it up because like it's a really good analogy because like beforehand, like you said, maybe like the only reality show was maybe like The Bachelor and things like that that people were watching.
Yeah, Bachelor. Yeah, I kind of watched it a little bit, not really though.
Yeah, but I'm saying in the sense of like, all right, cool. This is what people are watching in terms of like, oh yeah, nah, this is base stuff that I can pop on real quick and just see how people move. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah, you know.
Yeah, you know,
and
it's
it's
like,
still the drama, action.
yeah,
I'm fucking
it's
weak,
like
bro.
Americans and whoever else around the world watch these kinds of show because it's like, oh, this is my comfort show. I want to go back and watch season 3, episode 25 of this episode because I want to see that moment. Oh my god, it genuinely made me tear up. Or versus me, or like some, like maybe the 1% of the population who's like, this is a competition and I am in it to see who is winning it. Like Forged in Fire, the blacksmith competition show, Chopped, Iron Chef, like
Dave.
these competitions I'm able to watch because they're being real and they're trying their hardest. I feel like, in these love dramas, they're not. And that's just to put into what I said before, that whole like 30-minute tangent that I went on into a synopsis. Like that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I can see it. Look, man, that's the reason why I was just like, okay. And it was just interesting to see because mad people were invested. A lot of people were like, okay. And then the good thing is, like, we can kind of see what people had their at and see what people were thinking about certain things. And the other half is we got the exact opposite of where, like, people are just like, I'm here for the plot. Like, in the plot, either it's just straight cheating or straight hands. So just like, all right, like, shit, son.
Like, I'd be invested in Love Island in the same way that I'd be invested in Total Drama Island. I'm in it for the plot.
I think you'd be in it just what you like One Piece.
I'm fucking weak.
Shut the fuck up.
That's wild,
All right,
bro.
listen. If I really wanted to watch a show that's like One Piece, I'd sit down and go through seasons 1 to like 25 of Grey's Anatomy, nigga.
Oh, damn.
That's the
Honestly,
white. That's
damn.
the.
has more drama.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, yeah.
Listen, I do kind of.
Niggas die every fucking episode.
This nigga's spitting because like
Yo.
when people say that Grey's Anatomy is like the white woman's or like the white man's One Piece, I agree.
That shit is
Because-
sad as fuck though.
That shit kind of hits.
That should be
bro.
tearing
Like,
me up. I'm like, damn,
Yeah,
I
man.
can't watch the show.
Or House.
Like,
Man,
I
shit,
still
bro.
remember that Twitter post.
Yo, for sure.
I'm like, yo, I don't know how y'all watch Grey's Anatomy, bro. I be crying every episode, bro.
Oh, bro, like
I'm like, damn.
I'm more invested in those kinds of shows than I am in reality TV. Like fucking Grey's Anatomy, Rookie,
Who cares?
Castle.
Yup.
Yeah, Castle is
fucking-
fire.
Fucking what was it?
Which one?
Ghost Whisperer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Criminal
yeah.
Minds.
Yo.
Oh, bro,
shit.
that's real TV. I'm sorry.
Those
You know.
shits have me in a chokehold, bro. Like, I ain't gonna front. You know how, like, you supposed to be in school and I watch it, nigga, I call out stick, turn the motherfucker
What
off.
the fuck?
and start
I'd
watching
be
that
up
shit, bro.
at 9, 10 at night watching the Criminal Minds marathon, faking asleep when my mom comes in, turn off the TV, I'll turn it back on, put it on low so she don't hear. Oh, the good old
Secretly,
days.
They watching it too. That's the reason why they know what it's about.
That's real
Yeah,
shit.
bro.
That's real
That was
shit.
real shit. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I do like the fact that they're trying to cater to get more people back into like entertainment and watching shit.
Mhm.
But I also kind of just like the fact that we kind of like shifted off. Like we made sure like yes we had like actually I'm curious how many of y'all actually still have like cable like regular cable. There's no hands up in this room. There is
Oh yeah, we technically do have it, but I don't use that shit.
there is nobody's hands up in this room.
Yeah, I only
What you need regular
I
cable for?
only pay my provider for internet, nigga. The cable I watch is called Crunchyroll. Like,
Look, so that's what I was about to say. Like to reiterate on that point too. Don't you think that's kind of wild? From we just came from literally just watching either people. Well, I was here, not specifically for when they made the antenna and shit, but like I was here for like cable TV.
Yeah.
Satellite,
Yeah.
direct.
Like,
I
dish.
get my excited when they like installing it. I'm like, yes, bro, I
Yeah,
got
because
cable
I can
now.
watch
Like,
this
oh,
shit,
oh,
yo,
oh,
like
as
what
a
I'm
kid, bro,
saying.
like, yo.
now I'm like, why the fuck is this on my
They
bill?
why the
come
fuck
in-
is that cable?
They come in, they twist in the wire in the back of
That's
the
what I'm
cable
saying.
box. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, Cartoon Network.
Yeah,
And then now
nigga.
it's like, nah.
I used to be so excited.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, hopefully that'll spark a decent general amount of like entertainment and excitement back into people and shit. and it keeps up. But if not, you can always watch us.
All I'm saying is
we
that
live
we're
on Twitch.
we moving
Type
into the
shit.
digital age. Like
Yeah.
we don't need the physical remotes anymore. We just have to
Facts.
swipe on the phone and start streaming whatever we watching. Because nowadays, the most of the shit, like the only things that I really see that are premiering on TV, like on TV, is usually like I get advertisements at bus stops for a show that's on FX, and it's like only on FX. But I'm pretty sure FX is a streaming service now, don't they?
Exactly. Bro.
Exactly.
Everything's
So like
Everything's on the
FX,
stream now.
FX, TNT, ABC, 1, 2, 3. That shit. That shit is.
Ow.
That shit is like all the streaming service now. We're moving out of the cable television era and into the digital streaming era, because now all we have to do is upload it to the internet, and we don't have to put it on at this specific time like fucking like only FX has the movies. Like
facts, we
fucking
don't.
you don't have to sit down like, ladies and gentlemen, we are premiering live at 8 p.m. PST. Like, you don't have to
You
sit
don't
down
do it
for
no
that
more.
kind of shit anymore. It's just you wait until you get off work, 9 p.m., new episode, and it's like I'm sitting down and I'm streaming that. And then DVR. You remember that?
Yep, bro.
Oh, niggas would sit down, have the TV on while they out at work, record
Recording
the
the shit,
episode, and then
yep.
play it back. We don't need to do that anymore.
That's what I was about to say, bro. That,
Yeah. So
a
like
whole different
we're
timeline.
moving into a completely digital age, and not. I feel a little nostalgic when I sit down in front of a TV with a cable box, and I'm like, oh,
Yo, for real. That's
my heart.
Bro, I was saying the same thing. Like, how they had the Blu-ray DVDs and everything too. Like, yo, bro, and the niggas with the collections and everything,
I
man,
mean,
and the records and everything.
they still sell the Blu-ray DVDs because everybody's favorite console, the PlayStation, is a
still runs it.
glorified Blu-ray DVD player.
My mom.
Doesn't Xbox have Blu-ray?
Xbox has DVD players, yes, but they don't play Blu-ray.
Oh,
They
yeah.
don't play Blu-ray, and Blu-ray is usually the version that people go for because it has cleaner audio, better pixel ratio, better frame output. It's like everything else. It's like watching cinema rather than you get a scratch on your fucking chunky ass like bootleg burnt CD that
got
you
the
got
niggas-
from the fucking library
Yeah.
at
Are those
10 in the
coming back?
morning.
That
Are
was-
people bootlegging like?
Oh
wish.
no
I
no
hope
no
they
no!
are.
They are.
They
That
are?
well, I mean, it's still the older generation, like we were going back to. But
Yeah.
I back in my old job, there was this gay couple, wonderful people, right?
Shout out to the bootleggers.
Absolutely.
Keep standing up in the movie
Absolutely.
theaters.
We at my store we used to sell blank CDs for people who would like want to burn whatever they want onto that CD, right? And there was this gay couple that came in one time, and I started having a conversation with them. I was like, "Oh my God, how long have you guys been together?" He's like, "No, we've been together since like the before the prohibition was lifted, before gay marriage was legal." And I was like, "Oh my God, I support you, everything."
So like, what was they trying to copy DVDs?
Oh no! Listen.
Some real freak nasty
listen.
shit was going
You
on
see
over
this-
there.
No, this nigga.
Nah,
freaky.
bro. Listen. That's a question all inquiring minds wanted to know.
They're like, so they put the butt stuff on there.
No. They told me what they were burning onto the CDs.
Mhm.
It was audiobooks.
What kind of books?
Shut the get off this couch. Get off this couch.
Wait, no. I mean, like, inquiring minds.
The gay Kama Sutra.
Get
I didn't know the Kama Sutra had I thought it was just a list of moves, my nigga.
Yeah, this one's called the
Alright,
hype
alright,
tornado.
alright. Alright, it's time to wrap this up. I don't know what they're talking about.
Hey, back over
I
Nah,
came
bro,
back.
We were just getting a story.
over here with that.
Bootleggers
Okay,
and
finish
Oh
Blu-ray.
yeah,
Finish
yeah.
up,
So
finish
this
up, go ahead.
a wonderful couple came in and they were like, "Yo, can we get the blank CDs?" And I was like, "We sell those?" So I look back and I'm like, "Oh my God, we sell those. What do you guys want these for?" It's like, "Oh, we occasionally because we're not really big into digital streaming, so sometimes we'll just pop it into our disk drive of our PC." And I'm like, "You guys still have a fucking disk drive in your PC?"
No, bro.
And they're like, "Yeah, and we would burn this and that onto the CDs." And I'm like, "Oh my God, I can't believe people still do this."
Facts.
It was baffling to me. And especially because people don't really burn anything onto CDs. Like you just emulate or you stream now. It's no longer physical CD. But I missed that day. I miss those days.
I still like you know how like you buy a physical copy, it comes with the new game smell.
Oh,
That's bro. That's one of my favorites.
fucking
like,
opening a new pack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Oh,
Hey,
it's like
now you
fucking
looking like the
cocaine.
niggas when they, how they started making the spray packs that look like the PlayStation.
That's what I no, genuinely,
Yo.
whenever a new game comes out, if I really like the game, I will buy it in person, peel that plastic off, crack open the case, and go.
All right.
Oh, like it's
Hell
it's
yeah.
like fucking new car smell.
Oh
Like,
yeah, new cars.
Baby.
Yo,
Nah, bro. All I can think of is when I think about cars and like car smells. The only thing that comes to mind is black ice. It's like the little tree.
Yep,
Oh,
they always
yeah,
have this shit up
the
on
fucking
Snapchat.
little air freshener.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's it.
All right, my bad. You're right, Curly. I
we
ain't
gotta
gonna
wrap
hold.
it up. We gotta
I
wrap
ain't
it
gonna hold y'all for much longer. Yeah, see, you niggas like, damn, bro, watch.
Damn.
Ain't them niggas a CD. I want to see what y'all do. What they do with the CD,
They
bro.
gonna look at this
Nah,
like,
bro.
oh, a
what the fuck?
frisbee.
I'm not even supposed to play this game. Like,
They gonna throw
think
it
about it, bro. Like,
They
I
go.
was in Times Square and the nigga was like, "Yeah, bro, you want to give me $5 for this CD?" I said, "Sir, how would I even play this now?" Like, what? Hey, I said, "Keep the 5, bro, and update some shit, cause this is crazy, bro. What am I supposed to do with it?"
You know, you're not gonna.
It's like-
put it into your Walkman.
Back when I was doing like trade shows and shit, people would pass out there like, tapes and shit. And so like by the end of the night on our drives home from events, we listened to it. If it wasn't great, bro, we really see how they shit was
Actually,
popping and
I
break
will
that bitch
say-
to like frisbee that hoe. Cause
Damn.
it's like, it's one thing like to give out free music, cool. We're gonna try it out. It's like a lot of people, I would work with like
Yeah,
entertainers,
they
and
sleep-
musicians, right? And like
motherfuckers
we
be
do
sleeping on that
streetwear
shit,
and shit,
yeah.
so we be there on a trade show. So it's a bunch of niggas just like, yeah, we here showing off, whatever, bro. But then like to listen to some of these people's tapes, bro.
Mm-mm.
And it's like, bro,
Mm.
I hate to have to be that guy, but bro, you're not gonna make it.
I will
You're
say,
gonna be hitting
though,
these tapes out for a
speaking-
while.
Speaking of tapes, I will say, not to go on a tangent again. I'm just gonna say this, and then we can like start to wrap it up. But I was on Spotify the other day, and I was listening to one of my favorite artists, and I went to their store on Spotify, and I saw that for some reason cassette tapes are making a comeback.
No, cassettes have never gone out. Same with like 45s, like records.
Yeah.
Oh
the
yeah, like
records ain't gonna-
vinyls.
Yeah, that's just always gonna do a cycle, bro.
Yeah, 100%. It's coming right on in, bro. You sweating on that? My bad.
Now the thing is though, the niggas dubbing and doing tapes right now, that's a very nerd ass culture. So like you gotta be the person that's prepared for that kind of shit, or else it's like game over for real. You know what I mean? Like, what are you using to play a tape? I don't even think cars really. Yo, actually, I take it back. You go get you a cash car off the lot. That bitch got
Yeah,
a,
shit still got a little
tape
cassette
player, in it,
player,
bro.
yeah.
You do gotta. That's the only way, gang. So unless you finna start breaking into cars and stealing radios like this, the '80s or the '70s, nigga.
Shit, bro.
What are you doing to play a DVD?
Like,
Where do you even get a VHS player from, bro?
oh, I still got mine.
When's the
though.
last time you see a VH tape? When's the last time you seen like a radio that did have like a record?
Most of the shit is built into like consoles and shit nowadays. Like
No.
I still have a couple of video game collector's editions that come with disc soundtracks, and occasionally I'll pop them into my console and listen to them because you can't find them anywhere else.
You
You
want to know
gotta
what's
pirate
funny?
them shits or like find them on fucking YouTube.
It was so funny to find out that my grandparents have a PlayStation just to watch Blu-ray movies.
Yes!
I was dying, bro. I
Yes!
was like, all right, I guess we're on for real.
That's what my older brother has his Xbox for. He's like, I ain't playing games on this shit. I
Yo,
use this to
bro.
watch my
I'm
Marvel
like,
movies.
yo, my bad, gang. My bad. Get that ass. All right, but appreciate you guys for stopping by.
Thank you so much for coming out. We really appreciate you guys.
Yo, it's always a vibe every time. We're gonna have some like pot up and slaying for you guys for next Sunday. This was honestly nice. I appreciate everybody coming in as usual, coming in and like entertaining us, getting a little bit dumb, drunk, and delusional.
Going off into tangents and diatribes. you know?
Amen for that one. Don't worry, next time we're gonna have a lot more drinking part done for you guys. But
Oh yeah, ain't nobody
Yeah,
doing
we
nothing
didn't.
like that.
Listen,
we sober. This is a
most I was
sober day
drinking was
today.
this,
You know how weird it is for a sober Sunday for us? That's
dumb, sober, and delusional.
Amen. Yes, double down on the dumb part. But
Double down.
yes, sir.
But you know what it is. It is your boy, the Sly Guy Shy. It's Curls B.
The big fluff right here.
Your
Yo,
boy
Avery Ilson, baby.
type shit. Shouty on the scale LA. And then she gone. She hiding for now.
Yeah, she cocked out.
Clocked out,
She
gang.
clocked out, gang. But we're gonna see you guys next Sunday. Thank you for tuning in, tapping in with your boys. And this is us heading out.
You tryna
Floating
end it?
magical hand. Peace.
Peace out.
Du- 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 du.
Why is